Okay. Whoa, it just starts?
Yep, it just starts. There's no stage select currently available. There's no, there's like a couple of features that are missing, but that's all gonna get added over time. This is basically just like a beta version of it.
It's just 4. Sorry, I'm just.
Oh, my delay still says it's set to 2.
Where?
On the bottom
yeah,
right.
it says 2. Yeah, it does say 2. I'm not seeing any robots.
I'm seeing quite a few.
I guess you're not moving now, so I wouldn't see it.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, it's set to 3 and I hit save. Is it because I have the file still open, I wonder? That might be it.
I saved it too, I don't know.
But you're not like still editing the file or anything like that, right?
Yeah, it's saved.
That's weird. I was told that's all you have to do.
What?
Yeah, it's teleporting quite a bit. Yeah, if we had 3, this would be very playable. But that's weird.
I guess you look fine for me, but that's just because I don't know, I guess.
Yeah. It's honestly not the worst. So you don't have a lot of experience with Smash at all, like never even playing it casually, right?
I've never, like, I installed the game the other day and I played it once through the easy single player or whatever, and I still have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Okay. So the way the game works is all of your attacks are either like your normal attacks or your special attacks, which were mapped to A and B. A direction plus those attacks changes what it is.
It's all command normals.
Yeah, basically. Since you're playing on keyboard, you don't have like analog controls because you need analog in order to walk or to do like tilts. So like slightly pressing it on an analog controller, like slightly pressing forward plus the A button gives you tilts. But for you would have to like...
What is a tilt?
A tilt is basically like another version of the command normal. So smashes are you press the buttons at the same time, and then like a tilt will be like you already had the button, either you're already holding forward and then you press it, like you can...
So this?
That's a smash attack. For you probably can't do tilts unless you find a way to modify your setup to do like 50% on the analog stick instead of 100% or whatever. That's why, because the game requires some analog precision for certain moves and for certain things to happen, which is why it's like very difficult to get like a normal looking setup on like a keyboard or a fight stick or anything like that. That's why there's usually like a button that people press that modifies the like what
so that's what that button does. I see.
Yeah, it's supposed to modify, like you press it and then you press like your forward button and it gives you like 50% forward instead of 100% forward, stuff like that. Your shield button is like pretty important. If you press shield before you hit the ground with an aerial, it cancels half of the amount of lag. This is L canceling. It's kind of a controversial mechanic because a lot of people...
doing that?
Which one? That's your air dodge. So if you try and shield in the air, you do like a dodge. You're invincible during the parts where you're flashing white. You can actually change the direction of your air dodge by holding a direction and then doing it. This is how you end up wave dashing. You just jump and then like air dodge into the ground at an angle. And that's what a wave dash
really?
is. Yep. It's pretty straightforward. The timing's a little weird. Samus has a very fast jump, so you have to do it pretty quickly.
I see.
You sent it to Talic in the Discord, how to play Melee on keyboard optimally. Oh, there's a freaking Reddit thread for everything. God damn. Nice.
Why is she jumping?
If you press up, you automatically jump. So...
I'm just holding down.
Oh, if she does a jump, that means you did it too quickly. Because, so... I'm gonna try and pause it on. I'm gonna try and pause it on the right frame. Right here, how Pikachu's all squished up. This is the start of a jump animation. This is what's known as jump squat. So Pikachu and Samus have the same jump squat, I think, which is you're in this animation for 2 frames and then you're airborne afterwards. So if you try and do an action during those 2 frames, it'll it'll eat the input basically because there's no buffer in this game for a lot of actions. So you just gotta press stuff on the frame that you want it to come out, or on the right frames in order for the things to come out. Which is one of the things that makes the game kind of feel clunky and weird to move around in at first, because you have no buffer system kind of helping you out. Yeah, wave dashing is pretty important because the way that this game works is, like, see how you're doing that really slow turnaround animation? One of the best ways to get rid of that is to start a wave dash. So that way you're not, like...
I'm still facing the other direction even though I'm pulling back.
Down back? Oh, yeah, that's because full down back doesn't turn you around. It has to be, like, slightly more on the analog stick to turn you around, or you have to turn around beforehand.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think, trying to learn on keyboard might be weird because of the fact that a lot of the inputs are, like, intended to be analog, obviously, since it's played with an analog stick. One of the main forms of movement is dash dancing, where you just tap left and right, and you enter this little, like, trot animation. Each character's run distance is different. So Pikachu's is about this far. I think Samus's is quite a bit shorter. Because if you go into that slow turnaround, that means you went too far.
Whoops.
You can think about it like every dash in this game is just like a normal like anime dash, but if you keep holding it, it turns into a run. And once you enter that run animation, you're kind of limited to what kind of options you can do. You can't turn back around without doing this slow turn animation. You can jump, and you can do like dash attacks, and you can do crouch. Those are like the three main options.
Whoops.
So what a lot of people do is once they enter their run animation, they'll wave dash to kind of reset themselves, and then they can turn back around again.
Uh-huh.
So that way you can continuously like move fluidly.
I don't even know how sometimes I'm doing the slow walk, because it seems like whatever I press she dashes, but sometimes she doesn't.
That's interesting.
What was that? Like, why is she walking? I guess because I'm holding it.
Yeah, you're buffering the forward. Yeah, so you can't initiate a dash unless you're in a neutral state. Like, for example, if you try and dash while doing something else, like I'll just jab and then hold forward, it buffers me into walking. Whereas I need to be in like the wait animation in order to dash.
Yeah, I get it now.
So that allows you to buffer like walking from different animations.
Stop it. Oh, it's not stored or something. Huh.
Yeah, if you find yourself stuck in that animation, like the best way to obviously get rid of it is either wave dashing, or you can also crouch out of it, and then from crouch you can like stand up. There's no way to adjust the settings, so this is just like tournament standard rules. So 8 minutes and random stage select, even though, yeah.
It's plenty, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 sec. Oh my god, get out.
Oh.
Oh, there's no rematch. We need to do the whole shebang again.
You just press start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot to take in as a beginner. Oh, did you just... I think it just crashed. Yeah, it crashed for me. Oh, just disconnected. Yeah. Yeah, just close Dolphin and we'll reopen it.
My Dolphin is fine, but the game just locked.
I think it crashes after a while if you try and stay on that screen or something. I've seen like clips of that happening. Yeah, hopefully they add the means to change your delay in game somewhere. That'd be nice, but
What was it, 722?
Yep. Yours was what, 968? Yeah.
Someone put that in chat, by the way.
Yeah, delay's still 2.
What? Excuse.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
if you're in your run animation and then you touch the edge of a platform while letting go, you do what's known as a what is this called? There's like a specific term for it, but it basically puts you in like a neutral state. It's actually useful for certain movement techniques. A teeter, that's what it is. It's called teeter canceling.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a lot of weird tech in this game.
So what's the main, like, how does the combat even function in this?
So
like, I get there's a lot of movement, but like, what's the, you know, the
way that you fight people usually comes down to, depending on the character. For someone like Samus, the main game plan is like you want to stay grounded a lot of the time. She does a lot of counterattacks. So there's a mechanic in this game called crouch canceling. So if you're holding down and I try and hit you, like you go nowhere. Versus like if you stopped holding down and I just hit you, like you're gonna fly farther back. It basically reduces knockback by like a certain percentage, but it also means that you have better frame advantage on moves. Like if I tried and down tilted you like that, trying to get like a counterattack is kind of hard. Versus if you're holding down, like you have very little lag. So for example, what you would do as Samus is you would wait for someone to hit you, and then you would down smash them after they hit you. So that would be
so like a reverse, let them frame trap themselves.
Basically, yeah. But as your percent gets higher, the more, like the farther you're going to get knocked back, so that strategy becomes less viable.
And that's the HP in the game, right? The percentage, the more,
yeah,
the higher, the more you get knocked back. Okay.
Yep. And that determines like what kind of combos are available at what kind of percentages. Against the opponent. So at low percentages, usually it's easier to get counterattacks because you have less stun, but you also go less distance. So it's easier to counterattack out of a combo, but it's also easier to get comboed. Another thing is like, because aerials, you're able to cancel half of the amount of lag, it's very common for people to kind of just spam aerials because they're pretty safe for the most part. One of the main ways of getting reversals as well is to like shield an attack, and if it's like in your favor as far as frame advantage goes, you can grab them directly out of shield by just pressing the A button, and then you can counterattack from a grab. Because grabs in this game are pretty strong. You have 4 different options to throw, and most characters have like some sort of throw that'll combo into something else on a lot of characters. Like for Samus, if you were to down throw me, you can get a follow-up. So you would grab me and then press down.
Wait, I'm like... Grab and press what? I'm confused.
So you can grab either by pressing the Z button, or you press shield and attack at the same time. Yeah, that's her grab. And then if you were to press down afterwards, you would get a down throw. Okay. Yep. So once you're in this animation, yeah, see how I'm just kind of like floating there in the air? You can like jump and do an attack. You can probably get like a forward smash or an up tilt, a couple different things. Another important thing in this game is DI, which is directional influence. So every time you get hit by an attack, if you're holding a direction, it'll influence you towards that direction as a part of the trajectory. So for example, if you were to hit me and I hold away, I'm gonna go farther away. Or if I hold in and you hit me,
let's do this because it's gonna be more obvious.
Yeah. So that's me not really pressing anything, but if I'm holding in when you hit me, I walked past you. It's kind of hard to show it off. That I didn't get any DI.
Whoops.
That's like holding down. That's another form of crouch canceling. That's a part of DI. When you crouch cancel, you like stay grounded with certain moves. That's your down tilt.
I'm so...
Yeah.
Because there's crouching. It's like Tekken. There's while crouching and actual crouching.
Yeah, kind of. If you press them at the same time, it gives you your smash attack, but then if you're already crouching, it gives you a different attack.
Man, it's so...
There's a lot.
Alien feeling.
Yeah, this is not... It's very difficult to translate stuff into...
It's not even 1-on-1.
Like, fighting games. I feel like fighting games are a lot more direct with what you're doing. There's a lot more... Well, it's an analog game, so... Your movements are more analog. Like, I can drift, and my aerial drift is based off of like my analog inputs, so I can drift slightly backwards or more backwards, depending on like how far I'm holding the analog stick.
Oh, this doesn't seem as good as a DP.
No, that's bad.
Oh, it doesn't even.
Samus is pretty bad in the air in general because her jump is super floaty. So coming back down takes a while, and while you're in the air, you're pretty vulnerable in this game. Like, I can just go over there and hit you. There's no way to block in the air, so you're kind of just vulnerable. So usually characters that have a short like jump height and like are able to fall fast are pretty good at like throwing out a bunch of aerials. Samus, on the other hand, is not one of those characters. Oh, the other thing about...
there's
a short hop.
Sorry.
So yeah, I was just about to explain that. So if you press and hold the jump button... Yeah,
not KOF over here.
No, it's not very short. Her short hop is pretty tall. That's why it's like difficult to do like aerials with her, because you're just stuck in the air for a long time. Yeah, short hops, you basically just tap the button and you need to release it before you leave jump squat. So for Samus and Pikachu, it's a 2-frame window.
Wow, this seemed active for 5 years though.
Yes, it is a very good. That is a very good move. You want to see something really funny though? Just press start again. If you want to see active for 5 years. They never finished Link's neutral air, so his actually never goes away. See how you got hit? He was
even after the animation.
Yeah, they just forgot to set the flag to like end the move. So it stays out until he's...
That's Sagat Street Fighter 2, the first one.
Yeah. His actually stays out forever. It's pretty funny.
Wow, the knockback in Hitstun seems very...
It's very weak depending on the move. So certain moves, they get weaker over time. Like those neutral airs that last a long time, they get weaker as time goes on. But if I hit with the start of the move... Oh, that was weird. If I hit with the start of the move, it should do more knockback.
Ah, that's a lot. Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty big difference. It also depends on like the character. Some characters have like really good moves that knock down really early. Like, damn, I'm not even knocking.
So the main block in the game is the shield, right?
Yep, that's basically your only way to block moves. The shield depletes over time. So like, see how my bottom section is like vulnerable? You could actually hit me there. Oh, yeah, and that's what happens if you shield for too long and take too much shield damage.
Whoa.
You get into like a Street Fighter Dizzy animation. And like any amount of...
So what do you do against something like this?
I can...
Oh, wait, they didn't...
Against what? A grab?
Like, is this even... If you shield, and then I...
Oh, you can do like tick throws.
Like a tick throw.
Tick throws exist. None of them are true combos, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think if you're in shield stun, you can't be grabbed. And you can...
Ah, okay.
And I'm not 100% on that, but you can like buffer jumps out of shield by using like C-stick inputs. So if you C-stick up while you're in shield, it buffers frame on the first... buffers jump, sorry, on the first available frame. Same if you press C-stick down, you'll do a spot dodge on the first available frame.
So there's no true tech. There, you gotta dodge or something like that.
Yeah, you can do dodges or you can jump to avoid grabs, because you can't get jumped while you're... Or sorry, you can't get grabbed while you're in the air, except for very unique circumstances.
Damn, can I not buffer anything out of that?
There's very, very little situations that actually allow you to buffer stuff in this game. There's like, you can buffer rolls and spot dodges and jumps out of shield. You can buffer jumps out of hit stun while you're in the air, and I think that's like about it.
It's so hard to turn around sometimes, right?
Yeah, because basically for you, you're going to always dash because you don't have like the analog input to turn around. So to turn around, you would want to do like a 20%, 30% press on each direction to turn around like this. But because yours is 100%, you're gonna always be dashing everywhere. So it might be worth setting a like modifier button.
Yeah, I mean, I have the 360 controller.
It might be better, honestly, to learn on controller. It would make things a lot more intuitive, honestly. At least that's how I see it. But I also have been playing this game since I was a kid, so it's hard for me to even know what's supposed to be intuitive and not because I've just been playing for so long.
I mean, it's easy for me because nothing is.
That's true as well. You're kind of starting from scratch, so. Yeah, there's like a bajillion different like interactions and weird things you can do in this game.
So what about the B button, which seems to be like more a special move?
Yeah, it's basically your special moves are all tied to the B button. So you have a neutral B, you have your side Bs. Some characters, they can smash their side B similar to how you would do a smash attack with the A button. Oh, fun fact, Link's shield actually works as like a shield to block projectiles. So like if you hit me with your like missile, like by pressing side and B at the same time, it'll just block it. Yeah, so Samus has two versions.
Is this a DP?
Yes, it actually works as a DP. Funny enough, it's frame 1 invincible. And you can use it from shield. So if you're holding your shield...
Oh wait, I don't even need to jump.
No, you don't. If you use it on the ground, it's frame 1 invincible. So there's two different versions of it. There's one where you kind of float in the air for a while, and there's one where you fall fast, and that depends on if you're
this fall.
Yeah, it's... You can fall faster by pressing down in the air once you're free from doing any other animation, I think. Except for aerials. You're allowed to fast fall during aerials. I think that's the only animation that you're allowed to fast fall during.
You mean aerial normals?
Aerial normals, yes, not aerial specials.
It's so hard for me to turn around. God.
Yeah, that's probably super annoying. Because the game basically is forcing you to dash all the time.
Yeah, for some reason I keep feeling like this game would have a diagonal movement option, like a dive kick. Like I'm playing Yun. But it doesn't.
I don't think there are some characters that have dive kicks, but they're pretty bad. Yeah, the main form of like offense is going to be like spacing yourself on the ground by doing like dash dances and wave dashes, and then when you think it's your turn to hit the opponent, you usually start with like an aerial. And then you gain stage advantage, and the more stage advantage you have, the more options you're able to cover at once. And that's like the main basics of the game. But honestly, just getting the moves you want to come out when you want them to come out is like half of the difficulty of the game. What's up, Just Lee? How are we doing? We're doing
good. Because it's just command normals.
Yeah.
Why is that difficult?
Certain situations where you think you can do a command normal in a certain way, it doesn't always work. You don't have a buffer system, so you can't like just do an aerial immediately out of, or do a different normal out of like the lag from another normal. So you have to time it extremely precisely. If you're in the middle of getting hit and you try and do something while you're in stun, like nothing will come out until your first available frame of like being out of stun. Yeah, so timing things is pretty difficult. And then you have to learn the timing for like everything. And because also the amount of hit stun you take is dependent on your percentage, it's like you can't just practice the timing of like, oh, I'm out of stun after this many frames from getting hit with this move. It's like I'm in stun for this many frames from getting hit by this move at this percentage, and then it's slightly different for different percentages. So after a while, it all becomes kind of intuitive, I guess, like from playing long enough. You're like, oh, it's about this long. There's very few people that can be like frame perfect all the time in this game because of how analog a lot of the situations are. How did they add rollback netcode for Melee? One dude basically said the net play is kind of trash right now, I'm gonna fix it, and so he fixed it. He spent 6 months, quit his job, and worked very hard. There's a lot of modding tools already available for Smash though. Like this game's been...
It probably has something to do with the fact that GGPO became completely open source.
Yeah, that probably helped. Yeah.
Is there a true zoning?
Yes, actually Samus is one of the best zoners in the game. Okay, so one of the things you can do as Samus, I guess I can just play as Samus and show you. So one of the
I only picked her because that's literally the only character I
you know.
kind of relate to.
Yeah. So her missiles are really good. If you land after shooting a missile, you don't have any recovery at all. Like you can shield basically
immediately. The shield as quickly as I want to.
If you're in your run animation, or there's like certain animations where your shield doesn't come up. It's not the run. There's certain ones. So she's a pretty good zoner. She lives very long. Her recovery is very good. Which, oh, that was a power shield. So it's kind of like if you press shield right before an attack hits you, it negates some of the stun and it reflects projectiles, but the projectiles...
Okay, so like a parry.
Yeah, it's kind of like
frame.
a parry. I think it's like a 2-frame window.
Perfect block, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and it reflects projectiles. The projectiles are half damage, so they're not as strong as the original projectile, but it's still, you know... If you're really good at doing it, it's really good to stop people from zoning against you. So one of the main strategies Samus's will do is when you're on a platform, you can fall through and then press side B, and your missile will come through. And when you land on the ground, you're like able to move again. And the same thing happens if you jump onto a platform and then use it. So some people will just like jump, use the missile, fall through, use another missile, and then do that over and over again. And it's like a bunch of like...
Is there a star up to falling through? It has to be, right?
Yes.
Then...
So the way that falling through platforms works, if you're in a special animation or like the normal land animation, anything where dust is kind of falling
crouch here.
You can crouch, yeah, because the game doesn't let you fall through for like 30 frames unless you break that animation with a walk. So you basically would land, start walking, and then fall through. And that you can buffer your walk from.
So I need to do a quarter circle forward is what you're saying.
The quarter circle from forward to down after landing. So land with a missile, quarter circle forward down. Yeah.
No, I meant from neutral to fall through the platform.
Oh, if you're from neutral, you can just press down. But if you're in...
Yeah, it just takes a while, is what I'm saying. So I can teabag.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you just tapping the button? That's weird.
I mean, yeah, but...
That must be a byproduct of you having it set to 100% down, maybe. Because that doesn't happen for me. It's probably because hitting 100% down on an analog stick is extremely difficult. But I basically fall through the platform every single time just from pressing down.
I need to... What's it doing?
Yeah, Justly. GGPO went open source about a year ago. A little less than that. Good beginner characters. Honestly, whatever character you're interested in, something that'll keep you interested in order to like continue learning stuff about the game, because each character is extremely unique. Some of the basics will carry over, like knowing that each character has like a similar-ish move set. Like every character is gonna have their jab, their down tilt, up tilt, forward tilt, their B moves, all that fun stuff, and learning what they all are for different characters. But the standard answer a lot of people tell you is like Sheik is extremely good because she's a top tier character that doesn't require use of every single advanced technique. So you can get away with like not learning certain techniques. Who do I main? I main Marth. He's the other quote-unquote easy character to start off with because his moves are just stupid good. There we go. So there's a glitch in this game that's frame perfect with Samus, where during her bomb plant animation, if you're holding one direction and then press the other direction within a specific frame window, and it's 1 frame for each input, you just slide across the floor like that. It's just for fun. I'm surprised I'm getting it this many times in a row.
Was it done?
It's frame perfect. I think it's... I'll see if I can pause on the right frame. So you basically hold one direction, like left, for example, during this animation, and then once she...
Oh, it's like a single tap dash.
Kind of.
That's probably... Okay, I see it.
But you would, it's frame perfect, and it's during a specific part of her animation. I'm trying to pause on the right frame. It's like when she starts to morph back into it, like this, yeah. Mm-hmm. She looks like fucking Play-Doh. Yeah. If you do it on that frame, and then the direction you press last is the direction you fly in. And then you want to let go of the button afterwards, and you retain momentum. Whee! Nice, 2 in a row. It's just a silly little glitch.
Whoops. I'm dead.
Glad to see they translated Mach Ball into melee, yeah. It's called the Super Wave Dash in this game, but they should have just called it the Mach Ball. Because it's not even close to like a Wave Dash. Oh, that's how you do that. Okay. Interesting. I always wondered how Samus mains did that.
Wait, what? She shoot that. This seems to auto-cancel the roll.
Yes, it will. Those are, for whatever reason, it forces you into a roll animation if you press left or right. You could also cancel it by pressing the shield button. So during the charge, if you just tap the shield button, you'll stop, and you'll go back to like a neutral animation.
Whoops.
That move's pretty strong. She can recover using her grapple in the air. She can recover using her up B. Up Bs are usually your go-to recovery move because they send you upward. So if I'm falling off the stage and then I up B, I can get back to the stage. The safest way to like recover in this game is to grab ledge because you get invincibility frames when you grab the ledge, and then you can like get onto the stage from there. Samus has a interesting recovery.
Can't fucking turn around.
Yeah, she has some interesting recovery mix-ups. Also, when you're in the air, you can't really turn around. There's nothing you can do to turn around unless you use a special move that turns you around.
Ah, okay. So
you can like tap left and then press neutral B, and that'll turn you around. Same with like side B and stuff like that. So for some characters, that's like really a part of their plan to like turn around in the air is to use special moves. Some normal, like air normals will turn you around, but those are like specific to the character and specific to that normal. Samus, if you use your grab in the air, it could actually grab onto the stage, and you'll just hang there. And then if you press an attack button, you'll jump up. So that's a part of her like recovery mix-up. And then from there, you can do your up B as well. If you land the grapple on the actual ledge itself, you'll just instantly grab the ledge, which is really good. And the other thing she has to extend her life is you can press your bombs, and they give you like a tiny little boost when you hit the second one. So you can kind of bomb jump in this game, similar to Super Metroid. So you just press the first two and then let go, and then you do it again. That's kind of a bad explanation, but you don't want to like... You can just kind of get away with mashing the button for the first two bombs that come out, and then you don't want to mash the button after you get hit by the first bomb that you hid, or that you laid, because then it gives you the full jump. Otherwise, if you just mash the button, you cancel your momentum, like that. So yeah, Samus can do like bomb jumps, which is really good because it allows you, like if I'm all the way out here, it extends my recovery and allows me to get back to stage a lot easier. So Samus is one of the weirder, like, technical characters in the game. She has a lot of nuanced stuff, but she's cool. And she's like, she's high tier. She's not a bad character, but she's definitely not as good as some of the best characters in the game.
How busted is this third strike level game or more?
Half the cast, I would say, can beat any character in the game, and then the other half has a hard time struggling against the top of the top tiers, but they can beat a lot of the
Not too
mid-tiers.
bad.
The balance, honestly, isn't that bad. Like, I don't think there's a certain matchup that is unwinnable for Samus. There's some that are extremely difficult. Like, I would say the worst matchup she has is probably like a 7-3. It's not, like, unplayable or anything like that, but it is difficult. Like, there's certain matchups at the top level. It's like certain character, like, loyalists would be like, I can't play Samus in this matchup because the meta won't allow me to, basically.
I mean, I'm guessing everyone has an ult in this game.
Yeah, you can...
Or 5.
In this game, yeah, you can kind of get away with playing a lot of different characters. They're all unique enough, but, like, the top players have been playing for so long that they have enough experience with a lot of the cast. Yeah. Like, the best character is arguably Fox, and then the next best is either Falco or Marth. Then you have Zelda, which you can play as Sheik. So Zelda is this weird character that they made where one of her moves transforms her into a completely different character. This character is like top tier and insane, and then Zelda is like trash, like absolutely one of the worst characters in the game. So you basically never want to play as Zelda, you just play as Sheik instead. Which leaves one of her moves basically useless. You don't want to press it because you don't want to accidentally turn into the bad character. But this version
makes it probably simpler though.
Yeah. Sheik is easily the most simple character to just pick up and learn. A lot of her moves don't require you to L-cancel them because they either auto-cancel, which is a term for when a animation is already completed. So for example, if I use my forward air while running off this platform, I have no lag when I land on the floor because the animation's already over by the time I hit the floor. Certain moves have really good auto-cancel windows, some don't. So it all depends on the move. So a lot of her moves are really good and don't have a lot of lag. Her forward air is super
good. So I noticed that a like auto chains into a different move. Is that like a true combo?
Most of the time I would say no, because light attacks, in this game you can just crouch them, and you can shield in between the hits. So if you hit me with the first one and try to hit me with the second one while I'm crouching, oh, well, I'm just gonna duck it.
I can't even.
That's another thing that makes this character really good. Her duck animation's super low to the ground.
Whoa, what? Is that a counter hit?
That's her down smash. It's really good. You can use it.
That's a smash.
Yeah. So, do you have your C-stick bound to anything or no?
No.
Okay. Because the C-stick is how you perform smash attacks easier. You just flick
the C-stick. Those are the smash attack, I'm guessing.
Yeah. You have 4, or 3 technically. You have one that moves you forward-ish. It's designed to be your forward smash. You have one for down and one for up.
So, like, what would I try and bait if I'm, like, pressuring someone? Like, yeah, whoa, God, hot. I'm trying to jab and I keep...
Oh, so if you're in your run animation, press down and then let go, and then you can jab immediately afterwards.
After she fully recovers it, but...
No, you don't... While you're... you go straight from holding forward to pressing down.
Oh, I need to press... Ah, down.
Yep. There you go, like that. You could also wave dash.
What?
That's your forward smash. Okay. And if you hold the button, you charge it, and it does more damage when you let go. That's usually used for, like, reading the hell out of somebody. Like, for example, if you think I'm going to spot dodge, you'd be charging it to, like, bait me into trying to dodge the move or something.
That's what I was going to ask, yeah.
So you can bait people trying to dodge your grabs by just waiting. A lot of people, they'll jump out of pressure. During your jump squat, you're vulnerable. Like, you drop your shield, and you're, like, this whole part of the animation, you're vulnerable. A lot of time people will roll.
The frame trap, I guess.
Yeah,
you... Boom, boom.
Yeah, Samus is really good at frame traps.
I can just use the...
You could actually cancel the first part of your jab and do it again by doing the crouch tech that I told you earlier. So if you jab...
it's like Mortal Kombat.
If you jab, crouch, and then jab again. With a certain timing. So you... Yeah, kind of like that. You jab, and then you hold down, and then let go of it.
Oh, I need to hold it. Okay.
Yeah, and then you do it again. And then you let go. Yeah. Samus is one of those characters that lets you kind of cancel into her jab over and over again. And that's really good for frame traps for people trying to act out of their shield. Like right there, I tried to jump out of my shield and I got hit.
Wouldn't just this work?
Yes, but that animation is kind of slow. It has like a longer recovery.
Mm-hmm.
High 7. Am I a Sheik main? No, I'm just playing a Sheik to show off. Just different things. Playing as Samus is
I can do anything out of that, right? If I just do this in the air, I either dart something or I die.
Yeah, you're in what's called special fall, so you can't do anything. You're super vulnerable. All you can do is like drift one way or the other, and you can grab the ledge from this animation. But you can only grab the ledge if you're facing the ledge. In this game, you can never grab the ledge if you're not facing the ledge unless you're using specific moves that allow you to grab the ledge backwards, which there's like maybe 5 of those in the entire game. So it's in general, you want to be facing the ledge when you grab the ledge. The ledge is really good in this
There's
game.
only...
Oh, keep going.
Sorry.
You go. No, you're good.
There's only one version of the missile, so...
No, there's two.
I don't have a slower one.
You do have a slower one. You have to do it while you're kind of walking. That's the tilt version of it, which for you is probably really difficult because you don't have tilt controls. So if you buffer a walk...
I can do it. I can cheat it. Oh my god, how do I turn around?
Yeah. So like if you crouch and then press forward, oh, you're gonna go into a dash. Maybe if you press down forward and then press forward.
I'll just jab.
Or you can jab to buffer it, yeah. And then while you're holding forward, you press the B button.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You get the slower version of the missile, and you can walk behind that a lot of the time. And it holds in.
That's exactly.
Yep.
But then I can't dash because I'm trying to double that.
You could wave dash to get your dash back, basically, because you're in a neutral state while you're wave dashing. Or what a lot of characters will do, well, for Samus, you would do it while you're falling through a platform, so you don't have lag at the end of it. So you would fall through the platform, do the missile while you're falling through the platform, and then you can chase behind it.
Yeah. Around. Oh my god.
Is Talic using keyboard? Yeah. It would probably be better in a lot of ways to use a controller, but
let me just. Can I? I wonder if I can just.
You would have to set up the controls in the config menu, but I think it'll let you do it while you're playing. I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing because this is painful.
Yeah.
Controller.
I know people.
Configure.
I imagine the people that do play on keyboard already know the game pretty well, so they're able to translate what they know from playing on a controller over to keyboard.
Let me check out what Zero. You know what? I'm gonna watch you guys for a while.
Okay.
And
you're just gonna
read
set up
this
the
article
and stuff. Okay.
Because at least I want to see what it looks like when people actually play the game.
Okay. Sounds good.
But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no worries, dude. Anytime.